Hello again. We're back. We're seeing some more Date Alive after a rather successful little outing in the previous episode. Well, successful if you don't count extreme blood loss and a rather fetching new perforation. Of course, seemingly invulnerable to sniper fire, being able to regenerate body parts and regrow tissue. What exactly is our boy capable of? And why? It was definitely not an accident that he was chosen here, but everything else just seems so non-causal. Still mystified by the fact that his sister is head of command. Strip that side away, and I'm actually fully invested in the show. I kind of like the idea of these spirit beings being whisked away from a kind of non-state into this world, causing the space quakes. When they rise on their own accord, no damage, no trouble. It does have the basis of something quite interesting and intriguing. Since one date is down, rather successfully, I think. What's next? Are we going to meet anyone new, or reaffirm certain relationships? Still need to be wary of that teacher, though. After the previous episode, where we had a fairly successful date, at least one that resulted in a big plushy baked goods, I wonder if it's going to be repaired. There'll be some intense stitching to go on to cover that hole. What's with the slowdown and the step? Oh, I thought it was just someone enjoying the puddles. Psst. Strange man, so hanging around a play park. That's a good reaction. Try and get away. And considering the outfit, it probably isn't just a random civilian. Considering that how Toka was responded to every time she turned up. Is each and every one of them going to have the same reaction to anyone getting near them? The AST squad's really doing their due diligence to fuck up every interaction possible. I wonder if each of the spirits and whatnot get kind of subdued thanks to him. What is the grand plan now after all is said and done? Are they going to try and live as normal people amongst the remnants of the destroyed world that was in their wake? Or try to be harnessed some sort of military might? Also, we all know who the true hero of this story really is. And it's a man that is far too into his mobile games. Actually, some of them they didn't look too bad. She's a little... She needs to heal up a little better. Here for another fight. Although this one maybe not quite as physical. The The, the cruel gaze of everyone on them. That don't cheat on me, that she's still taking the fact that he asked her out quite diligently. They are a little more uniform, but I prefer the smiley faces. He's going to have quite the overdose of sugar. I hope his insulin works. Is she going to be mad that she tasted it before he did? Kind of... Is that the right response? Kind of a diluted taste if to go get... I think, the fact that everyone's eyes... well, at least he's having fun. Don't take it away from him. Who are we to speak badly of him if he's happy with his life? Oh no. A ventriloquist. The worst of all crimes. I see. Are we going to have to make sure that... Just close the door again? At least you actually see you fall backwards rather... realistically, bouncing along the way. Who decided? And where is she getting... Hang on, you got more than one guest here. Is the house big enough for all of them? You can fit at least 2 more in. If she could drink just molten sugar, I'm pretty sure she would. And how well sealed are these powers? Can they be called out at any point, or... Still an... Why is she stealing it? It spills over. More sugar, okay. She really was just using this story as a way to steal it, wasn't she? I mean, getting her under control and making sure her powers don't go off and cause more damage. Keeping her under one roof might actually be the best course of action. Also, with the amount of caffeine and sugar she's consuming, is she going to have a crash and be comatose anytime soon? Is she going to also be staying in his room? And is she... Yeah. Why are you so against me being here? Let me see. Is this going to be another chance encounter funny moment? Funny moment. Yeah, you're definitely gonna need to learn to knock. Stay calm, do what needs to be done. It's the paper. You shouldn't throw away the most important parts of it when you go into the bathroom. Big ish. What's that? Ah, the the duality of being the one in charge mixed with the little sister trying so hard to control herself there. What was the quick zoom down there? And if all of the spirits are saved by the same means, are they going to get on with one another? She came in like a ballistic missile there. That seems like an accurate response. No one has grasped the basic common sense of just knocking, seeing if anyone's present. One hell of a wake up call. There are worse ways to wake up. Does she only appear during rainfall? At least he's getting some early training in for the multiple relationships. And how's she going to react knowing that Toko is currently living with him? Then how the hell does she not know what he's been doing in the past few days if she knows all of that? Yeah, never underestimate stalkers or the obsessed. Which indeed. Actually, I think now is the maid. Good choice. But I see so he seemed like the perfect icebreaker, the way to get out of this conversation. My friend needs my help. Ah. At least there's advanced warning. And if she knows what's going on out there and more spirits and... What about everyone else that is currently waiting in line there? And is the teacher going to allow her future husband to run out and not be saved? Hmm. There's... Well, we've seen the... Huh. So, well, princess is one, hermit is another. Why was she there first off without a spacequake? Is he actually going to give across any of the information there about when they themselves wake up and come with no spacequakes versus the pulled against their will? You'd think that one of them at least might have a slight change of heart or a different way of thinking after the recent occurrences. Capture? What is this, Pokemon? Is this hermit going to be on guard, considering? Or open up slightly, considering the handing back of the rabbit? Probably. Okay. The multiple choice. Great, what are we going to vote for today? What's a lucky pervert? A free-willed wanderer. Oh, it's a fairly split decision. I would give the advice given to him a wide berth. Just come up with his own response here would probably be the best. Well, trying not to die does that. You can come up with some fun sentences here and there. Yoshinon. Do they introduce themselves as one entity or... Bad response. And speaking through the headset there. Oh god, I'd be dead twice over then after the insults I gave earlier. You're quick on the uptake. He's such a joker. You're not laying any sort of groundwork there, though. That's the problem. She must have had life so easily before. And is this where she's going to break confinement? Go out searching for him? I was kind of imagining her response might be slightly different there, but no. Did she just get up and leave, or is there a spirit kind of phasing out of existence, waking up elsewhere as a better facilitate transportation? Yeah. I mean, there's a certain set of circumstances. It's Potentially dangerous up there, yeah. Who's he going to save? And where's the... Oh, still attached. At least ask how they're doing. A war is brewing. And here he is, frolicking with someone else. You know, rather than listen to his earpiece, he could try and smooth situations like, man, she fell. That was a complete accident. Yes! Oh, really not helping the situation. Is the rabbit going to be in deep trouble in a minute? Stay down for his own safety. There might not be much of the shopping complex left later, but still. Who's going to bear the brunt of the fallout for this? It only tells the truth. Did she just collapse for having it taken away from her? We saw that she'd kind of lost all movement or anything else. Let me take it out on the one that was so mean. I mean, it's kind of innocent that Toka's actually angry with the puppet. Ah, we have a summoner on our hands. It's now going into does she not care if the rabbit gets skewered? It does feel as though there's an easy solution to this, and one is just going to be he's going to try and get in a state where he doesn't get immediately murderized, but also hand back the puppet that is so dear to her. Still, the seasons around here can be quite hectic. And now she's not going to be trusting of anything he says. I do think, though, she should be filled in a little about some of the events. Although I don't know about her. How she'd take it if it's like, I'm needed to stop spirit outbursts and quakes and the like. And she was the test run for all of this. Despite my aversion to some of the really kind of cliche dumb stuff in the first couple of episodes, the home fun time in the bathroom and whatnot. That was actually quite reserved, considering. And are we going to go a slightly built-up ending each time, every time someone new is introduced and some interactions are established? But this one might be a tough sell if he's going to have to try to raise her mood and get her comfortable and everything. Breaking through the dependency on the puppets and the like. Ugh, my head. I'm pretty sure I went blank for some of that episode. Probably wasn't in the right state of mind to start recording today, but still. That was an actual fun one. I wasn't expecting to laugh quite that hard at some of the dumb jokes, but having this new girl be introduced, it's another spirit you're going to need to seal away her powers. Well, you know how to do it. Considering it took a few episodes not only to meet Toga, but kind of get her on side and explain things, and a near-death situation at the end of it all. Now he knows how to do it. We saw as soon as he met her. Date? Don't know your name, anything about you. Just we've locked eyes once before. That's good enough, isn't it? Not rushing things at all. All we know is that Cheeto has a thing for mentally unstable girls. I mean, when 98% of the cast of this show is on that. Still, when it comes to how Toga is now just a normal person, and yet still throwing herself into the midst against other spirits who are still got all the powers, still quite dangerous. We did hear a bit about how the direction of power can flow differently when there's a crisis emerging. Maybe it wasn't all just a ploy to steal caffeine and sugar. I do wonder, though, if on each successful pacification of a spirit, whether or not they'll move in with him. The house might need some remodelling. If they've got, 4 people living there so far? Oh, no, wait. Maybe, is the doctor just... Oh, wait, is the nurse staying there as well? Hopefully there's enough bed space. I do wonder what the knowledge limit of these spirits are, because they seem to know almost nothing of this world. We saw as she was running around, oh, what's this, a bakery? Some bread and whatnot. Oh, wow, never seen that before. And it still has a full grasp on the Japanese language. I wonder if I'm thinking too much into it, but because meeting the spirits and calming them down and gaining their favour is the main plot point of this, but what else is behind the scenes of the AST and the reason that they're pulled across with the spacequakes in the first place? Are we going to see that as well? Really, this does seem like the entire thing can be resolved if your initial response when something appears, whether or not destruction and whatnot followed, was to not shoot at it. We've seen how ineffective the AST's weaponry actually is, so why just try to anger it further by pelting it? Still, there's only so much that can be done in one episode. getting a new character introduced, and the dynamic within the family home, and the rivalry when it comes to the classroom and the other girlfriend. Quite a lot of extra exposition was established in this one. And it's only going to get more convoluted from here. But with a kaiju rabbit on the loose, I don't think that the city is in all too safe hands right now. Let's hope everyone else stays in those little bunkers. And I do hope the AST haven't picked up the little glove puppet, because it might be a little difficult getting it back. Although definitely returning it would be a grand step towards gaining some level of trust. So we can kind of see how things might play out going in the future. But also, if Toga starts to suspect that Shido is a little unfaithful, is all of her armor and whatnot going to slowly return? It's his fault for being unfaithful, isn't it? What a bastard. But still, that's Data Live. If you've enjoyed, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. It helps out the channel. Any sort of interaction is good, even if you hated it. But if you want to make sure not to miss out, consider subscribing. Join my Discord if there's more you want to see. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. I kind of want something sweet. If only someone made me some cookies. But I'll see you in the next one. If you want to help support me and the channel without taking up my valuable floor space, consider joining onto my Patreon, because it's a lot less intrusive than trying to move into my house. And so, I do need to thank Noku, Sal, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else, because thanks to them, I can enjoy some questionable tastes in anime without the fear of ventriloquism.